up, people? Welcome to Pitch Points. So it's been a long time since I've been on Pitch Points. Been busy with so much going on in life, in work, but I'm glad to be back just in time for the business end of the European football season, the Champions League, which starts really tomorrow with the draw, the round of 16 draw. We've been through the group stages, and now we are at the round of 16 stage, which starts in February next year of the UEFA Champions League. Massive competition, as we all know, and really looking forward to it this year for a number of reasons. One, I think this year is going to be more competitive. I also think that all English teams also stand a good chance of going through at least this stage of the competition in good stead. The Premier League has been fantastic so far. La Liga is competitive as ever. Bundesliga is competitive as ever. So is Serie A. Premier League less so, but there's still a long way to go. But the Champions League is back, and it is back big time. This is the preview show before the actual draw that happens tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Eastern Time in the US. And so I want to do a quick preview of what I think the permutations are in terms of the English teams that are competing in this year's Champions League. So the four English teams that are competing in the round of 16 this year are Tottenham, Liverpool, Manchester City, and Chelsea are the four. Two teams top their group and two teams came second. So Man City and Liverpool top their groups respectively, and Tottenham and Chelsea came second respectively in their groups. Valencia topped Chelsea's group, and Bayern Munich topped Tottenham's group. So it kind of puts everything to perspective. The four teams from England, two are going to be top seed and two are going to be in pot two. Top seeds are Man City and Liverpool, and the pot two teams are clearly going to be Chelsea and Valencia, which creates some interesting machinations or interesting potential permutations. So here's what I think the permutation, here's what I know they are. So the way it works is in the round of 16, you cannot play a team that's in your own football association. So an English team can't play an English team, and you cannot play a team that was also in your group. So let's say Man City played Shakhtar Donetsk or played Atalanta in their group. They cannot play Atalanta again in the Champions League round of 16 because they've already played in their group. Likewise with Real Madrid and PSG, they can't play each other, or even though they're in different associations, they can't play each other because they already played in the same group. So having said that, the groups look like this in terms of who can play who. For Chelsea, for example, Chelsea will either play Bayern Munich, Barcelona, RB Leipzig, Paris Saint-Germain, or Juventus. That's probably the most difficult group of the four English teams, if you think about it that way. The only outlier, I guess Chelsea fans will be looking for luck to get RB Leipzig. But RB Leipzig themselves are not an easy team. They're currently, I believe, top of the Bundesliga. They're playing some really good football. So there will be it will be a difficult task. So it's either going to be Bayern Munich, FC Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, or Juventus. And the way it works is the first leg will be at Stamford Bridge, and the second leg will be at the team that is top seed within that particular group. Either going to be at Bayern Munich, Germany. It's going to be at Barcelona. Second leg, it's going to be in Germany at Leipzig, in Paris, or in Juventus. So that's Chelsea's group. Pretty tough group. I know Chelsea fans will be looking for the easiest draw, but at this stage of competition, there is no easy draw. All the teams are top class. All the teams are class teams. They're the top teams in Europe. And if you're going to win the competition, you have to beat a big team. So this year's competition really is going to be a very difficult one, because everybody's gunning to really take that crown of European champion. It's really 7 games left. 7 games and you become champion of Europe. 7 games. That's all it's going to take between February and June next year. The second group is a group with Tottenham Hotspur. So Tottenham Hotspur again came second in their group, second to Bayern Munich, and so they will either get Paris Saint-Germain, Valencia, who were in Chelsea's group and they played really well. Actually played Real Madrid yesterday and drew 1-1 in a good game. RB Leipzig, FC Barcelona, or Juve. So Tottenham will face one of those teams in the round of 16 draw. Again, first leg will be at Tottenham Stadium, and the second leg will be away at either PSG, Valencia, RB Leipzig, FC Barcelona, or Juventus. So that's Tottenham. For Liverpool, the groupings will be either Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Dortmund, Atalanta, or Lyon. So that's going to be one of those teams will become the round of 16 opponent for Liverpool, which should be interesting. It'll be great to see how Real Madrid and Liverpool play again in the round of 16, just to see how that whole 2 years ago matchup comes to fruition again this year. It'll be great to see, but we'll see. So that's Liverpool's group, and then Man City's group will be Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Dortmund, Borussia Dortmund, Lyon, Napoli, and Atletico Madrid. Those are the 4 teams that Man City may face. One of them will face one of them in the round of 16 competition. So that's how it kind of lays out. My personal preference, if I had a choice to play for City, I mean, any of these teams, I think we can play them. Is there anybody I'd like to avoid? Not really. If I pick one, I'll probably pick either Napoli at this point in time, or even Lyon at this point in time. Even though they played us last year, I think we know them a little better now. I think we'll probably be able to get the edge on them. I won't mind Dortmund. Atletico will be a challenge for us, so will Real Madrid, but you just never know. First leg will be away, as I mentioned, either at Lyon, at Dortmund, at Atletico, at Napoli, or at Real Madrid. And the second leg will be probably in March at the Etihad Stadium in Manchester for the second leg. So that's kind of the permutations. It'll be interesting to watch how Tottenham plays, let's say, Barcelona, just because of how the whole Jose Mourinho versus Barcelona thing will evolve, or how how it will evolve. Given the fact that it was Jose was an ex-Real Madrid manager, and the whole history and story behind that. It'll be interesting to watch how that kind of plays out if that was to be a draw, or perhaps even Tottenham versus Paris Saint-Germain. Interesting to see how Jose deals with Neymar, Mbappe, and the like, and see how that kind of shakes out as well. So let's see what happens tomorrow morning after the draw. In terms of Liverpool's group, again, I mentioned it'd be great to see how they play Real Madrid again, see how that kind of shakes out. Given the fact that 2 years ago they were both finalists, and it'd be interesting to see how that shakes out. Or play Atletico Madrid to see how Simeone plays against the Liverpool team, see how that defensive solidity plays against that. That's going to be interesting. But I think the Real Madrid Liverpool one will be an interesting one if that's the case. Atalanta too may be interesting as well, or to watch how Liverpool plays Dortmund, given the fact that Klopp was from Dortmund, and see how that kind of shakes out again over time. And then for Chelsea, it'd be great to watch how Chelsea deal with Juventus. The whole Sarri in the past, being the former manager of Chelsea, and I'm going back. If Chelsea can get one over them, that would be fantastic for Chelsea. But it'd be interesting to see how this all shakes out. So those are the permutations for the Champions League draw, which happens tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Eastern Time, 12 noon at Central European Time. I will be back after the draw is made to give my own opinion and to see if my permutations have actually come to light and have actually given us the draws that will be interesting for the English teams. So till next time, take care, enjoy the Champions League. I personally love the competition. I think it's the best competition in the whole world. And I will see you after the draw. Take care.